Welcome back, fellow technicians and shop owners, to the basic VANOS1 Session 2 of the A Automotive Training Tutorial Sessions. Car Commando here. Let's continue. Here is an example of a camshaft position sensor, or a CMP, using the proper acronym, digitally triggered by the shutter wheel connected to the camshaft snout. Now, this is a very simple example to make things much more clear for the newbies. Trust me, it'll get more complicated as we go along. This is typically what the single VANOS system looks and operates on its on-off cycle. The MS42.1 DME era, approximately 1995, was the first version of the electronics which was influencing the VANOS operation. Take notice of those angled teeth of the helical gear, which cause the pushing movement of the helical cup to be converted into a rotational movement. In the retard normal position, which is the off position, the spool valve in the piston housing is fully held forward in the piston housing by spring pressure, which in turn is directed by the engine oil to the backside of that piston. This is caused by no ground signal to the VANOS solenoid, allowing oil pressure to exert from the oil port to the backside of the spool in the piston chamber. In simple terms, this part is pressurized by oil to set that spool valve to the farthest position forward in the VANOS, causing the camshaft to go into the retard position. Now, in the advanced position and function, the DME provides a ground circuit, thus activating that solenoid. The other side of the VANOS solenoid is powered by B+. The spool valve then pushes against the spring pressure, diverting the pressurized engine oil to the front side of the piston, moving that spool to the back of the piston housing. This pushes that helical cup further into the matched helical camshaft secondary drive gear. Let's take a bird's eye view of this simple VANOS unit. Take a look. Here is a simple single VANOS teardown. Your VANOS piston housing is here, and your spool assembly is there. Remember, spooling valve, spooling piston, VANOS piston. Arose by any other name, to quote Shakespeare. Simple, ain't it? Roger that. This rotational movement is added to the turning of the camshaft and causes the intake camshaft to advance approximately 12.5 plus degrees, a very small amount. And as I stated previously, if you were listening, the early single VANOS system was a simple on-off system operation and only for the intake camshaft. Also note that the operation of the VANOS solenoid is monitored in accordance with what is called OBD2 requirements for emission control. Before going any further with this, I want to make mention that there is a SIB, or Service Information Bulletin, related to that. Now, again, that's a German version of a TSB for BMW, relating to rattling or rustling noise, as they put it, and related to the early model M50 engines with single VANOS. These are the vehicle models covered in this SIB. By the way, get used to calling them a SIB, not a TSB. This is related to an update to these model engines and updating to the following procedure and parts. The fix, you paying attention? Convert the VANOS adjustment unit to plate springs. In turn, this solution, which was introduced to the series production as of June 1995. The newer version update included a 2mm thrust washer, a spring plate, and a 4mm thrust washer. Look at some of the slight differences in the conversion. If you were to know that you're looking for, except for the thickness of those thrust washers, you probably wouldn't be able to tell. This is the original configuration. There is your converted. Just a few additional pieces for this conversion. and there is your SIB number. This was a basic attempt to make a conscious effort to remedy the issue by tightening up the camshaft adjustments. An important thing to always remember about VANOS systems, no matter what version, evolution, or updating, is the oil service intervals. Why? Well, let's see. VANOS operates by oil pressure. So a 15,000 mile oil service? Really? Are you kidding me? What knucklehead out there would advise a customer to perform an oil service at 15,000 mile intervals? Stop that. Otherwise, you're going to end up with something like that, or possibly even that. Bad juju there, my friends. Or how about that? Which one's worse? I think they're all really bad. And of course, that is the end result. Damage is already done. Heaven forbid. Ever seen a nightmare like this? Well, I have. Well, this is what 15,000 mile oil service intervals will get your customer. And it doesn't have diddly to do with you trying to save them money. And oh, by the way, if a customer comes in and states that his or her 710 is missing on the engine, this just might give you a hint of what they're talking about. The important thing is to use good oil, synthetic type oil. Fuchs makes an excellent oil. If the engine shows the goo condition, first thing you're going to do is flush the oil system aggressively. Make the customer aware and understand that 15,000 mile oil changes will kill their engine. And to bring the point home, tell them the cost for an engine replacement. Nothing like looking the hero to your customer. If you have to flush the oil system aggressively, it's going to require probably several aggressive oil system flushings. Then so be it. Customer pays for their lack of maintenance. Charge accordingly to the possible fix. And I said possible. And while you're at it, take pictures of the engine and the existing condition of possible damages that are already done. Keep a record to cover your six. Yeah, and send those pictures to me at admin@aeuromotive.com because I like collecting pictures. So gentlemen, that is Session 2 of the basic VANOS1 system. We'll carry on with Session 3. This is the Car Commando, signing off.